Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace, and today is Monday, April 25th. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, and cats, but most importantly knitting, because that is what I love to do all day, every day. I have various social medias that you can follow me on. I'm most active on Instagram, but I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Ravelry. And things like Goodreads, which is also a thing. I also have show notes, so the links to things that I will be talking about will be on my blog, or which will be linked down below if you're on YouTube, or if you're on my blog already, everything is already there. I also work at a yarn shop. It is called Pearly Girls. It is in Spring, Texas, and I will leave the website and social media things in the show notes. Struggling to get through this intro. And if you like to check us out online or in person or both or whatever, there's all that information there. It is getting ready to storm. It is thundering and it's quite wonderful. Sam is also home, and he's working from home today, and so you may hear him in the background. That's why I'm talking a little bit more quietly. And yeah, so we're just gonna continuing on. I do have a beverage. I went for an afternoon Coke. No shame. I am very hydrated though. I have drank a lot of water. We have a lot of crafting endeavors to talk about today, and I'm very excited about all of that. So if you'd like to grab something tasty to drink, something to snack upon, something to craft upon, an animal to snuggle, laundry to fold, there's some beautiful thunder. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you can hear that. It's so nice. You can do all of those things, none of those things, whatever brings you joy and hopefully some rest, and you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. Everyone, we have some new crafty endeavors today to chat about, and I'm very excited. We'll save that till the very end though, because if you're not interested, I don't want to prolong. Oh, we can talk about it first. I don't know. Do we want to talk about it first? Let's talk about it first. Change of plans. So everyone, it has been a goal of mine for a very long time, and has been I made it, or I mentally made it. It wasn't hard and fast. It was just kind of an idea of for 2022 to start my adventure into sewing my own clothes, and just sewing pieces that I really liked, and sewing pieces that I, instead of buying a cute linen shirt at Target, I could make it myself. No shame to buying clothes from Target and places like that. I completely understand. I do the same thing every now and again, and that's totally fine. They work. But if I could make it, that would be the dream. And there's so many cute pictures and patterns out, on Instagram. It is just insanely inspirational. It's getting a little dark. Do I need to turn on the light? I don't know. It may mess up this lighting, but it is getting pretty dark. We'll turn on the light and see what that looks like. So, one moment. Do we like this? Not really. What are we gonna do? I have another idea. We'll see if that works. Oh, there we go. Oh, how nice. This is beautiful lighting. I have the natural light, and then the light bulbs in our living room are very white, natural light, and so when they're on all the way, they're also on dimmers, which is really nice. So they're not on 100%. It's just really very nice ambiance. The one in this little area is too yellow, I think, for what I was wanting. That thunder. Anyway, I did some sewing this past week. Sam was gone. He went on a camping trip with some friends, so I was by myself. so I got a lot of crafting done. It was really great. Along with like continuing on with normal life. But he's back now, and I'm very glad that he's back, as is Birdie. He's very excited as well. So I had 2 sewing goals to complete while he was gone. And I started with the smaller one, and I moved on to the bigger one afterwards, and the bigger one proved itself to be a little bit more complicated, but it is my first garment, an adult-sized garment. So for it being my first time, I'm pretty happy with it. But my small project is just like, oh my, I'm so happy with it. And it's this little project bag. It's one of those like thread through whatever, the knot bag. My fabric is from Joann's. I don't know how to talk about my sewing, so I'm just gonna kind of do it as I think makes sense. Here's the lining. It's this cute pink daisy fabric, and then on the outside I have its lemons and watermelon. And I thought it was super cute. And I got enough, unknowingly, it worked out very well, that I have enough to make a flipped version of this. So there's enough to make one with the daisies on the outside and the lemons on the inside. So that works out really amazing. This pattern is the Lil Knot Bag. This is the medium size by Indigo Bird. I think that's... I'm assuming it's like knitting in regards to, like, we talk about the fabric, we talk about the pattern, who designed the pattern, all that kind of stuff. So I got the pattern online. I printed it out. I figured out how to put together the pattern, which was like super fun, whole new experience. I learned a lot. And my mom very kindly has given me her old sewing machine. And it's a Bernina. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but I know the Berninas are really amazing, and I can concur. I learned how to sew when I was really young, just like very basic how a sewing machine works. So I learned on this machine, and it's just really super fun to be able to continue to make things on this machine. I have my little station set up on our kitchen table. Eventually I'd like to create a table somewhere in our office where I can put that, and that can be like my sewing table. Along with just basic desk needs. Is it raining yet? I think, is it raining? I don't know. I think it is raining. So this was project number 1. Project number 2 is the All Well box top by All Well Designs. And I know this doesn't really look like anything, but it is in fact a shirt. It's a box top. Whoa, imagine that. And it is not perfect. There are parts of it that are very, very far from perfect, and that's okay. I was not striving for perfection. This is my first adult garment, so I'm very proud of myself. The neck binding is horrible. But I learned a lot, and I persevered, even though it was frustrating, and I had a long FaceTime call with my mom for help, which is very kind of her. And yeah, this fabric is also from Joann's, and I'm very excited. It's super cute, and I am just excited to make more, and try and figure out what to do about the neck binding. So if you are a sewer, do you have any tips about the neck binding at all? It's not, I also don't, there's a lot of terminology, and I know that like we all start somewhere, and I know that knitting has a lot of terminology, and I have gotten to the point where I know a lot of the knitting terminology, but I just don't know a lot of sewing terminology, so it's okay. I don't need to know everything. This is what learning is about. So I'm super excited about this. I have not taken any pictures of me in this top or of my bag, so I need to do that, but you all are the first to see this. So it's just a little cropped top. It's not really super cropped. It's definitely, for my standards of cropped, it's definitely on the longer side. But the nice thing about this pattern, and I thought this was a good place to start, is that it comes with the pattern that I purchased from All Well Designs. It comes with like 4 different things you can make with the same basic template. Like you can make this, you can make a long sleeved one, you can make a ruffled one, and you can make a dress. And within those 4 projects you can make various hacks, and you can change it in a bazillion different ways to make it your own. And so I thought that would be a good place to start, to be like, I'm gonna make a lot of these until I can get it kind of right. And just trying to perfect things and just figure out what I'm doing. So it's a process. We are not going for perfection is not what we are looking for. I'm not going to show you the details of this neckline because it is not perfect, and it is what it is. But I'm still going to wear it, and I'm going to love every minute of it, because this was, I have started and at least somewhat accomplished one of my goals for 2022, which was make clothing items. So I've done it. I've done at least one, and it's the end of April, so feeling pretty good about that. That is that, and that's my new crafting thing. I know that in the past I have talked about quilting. I know nothing about quilting, but I'm like, in the grand scheme of things, like, it's not the level of my knitting knowledge, but I do have part of a quilt top in progress that I was working on with my mom before she moved. So I do have it, and I will continue to work on it. Now it's raining. Oh yeah, it's pouring. I don't know if you can hear that. It's real nice. Oh, it's hitting this window. It's so cozy. Oh, this makes me so happy. Okay, gotta stay focused here. Anyway, so that's my sewing foray into the sewing world. It will not be a consistent thing necessarily of what I talk about, but when I do, you will know. So, also more reason for you to follow me on Instagram, because I do share stuff about it on Instagram. Moving along to my knitting, I got a lot of knitting done. It is great. So great. I got, where do we want to start? Let's do the test knits first. I've got 5 projects to talk about. So this one is my pretty basic ruffle raglan tee. I think that's correct. This, which someone commented last week, thank you for your research on pomegranates. That was amazing. I saw the comment come through in my email and I was like, oh, that is wonderful. That was very helpful. So thank you so much for doing the Googling and finding out about the pomegranates. I learned something new. You learn something new every day. It's really coming down. So this is a test knit for Melissa of Homebodied Fibers, or Homebody Fibers, excuse me. I'm knitting this out of Knitting for Olive, the merino, so it's a fingering weight. It's just a basic raglan. I did obviously divide for the sleeves, which is really great, so now I'm just knitting on the body until I get a certain amount. It is cropped, so which you can change, obviously. You just have to adjust your yardage, and then I make my little ruffles, and then I'll be done. The short sleeves very small. There will be a neckline of some sort. But yeah, I do have some progress keepers on here. I have my cider thing from Little Bitty Delights, which I love, and I'll move that now so I don't forget. I would potentially like to have this body done by next week, but we will see. I don't know. I'd like to though, because it's been going pretty quickly. I haven't got that much of the body done, so just plugging along. It's good. Not thinking, mindless. That would be the correct term. It's not thinking knitting. That is that. That's very exciting. What is thinking knitting is my other test knit, which is the Salty Air Tee for Samantha Gurin of Samantha Gurin Designs. And this beauty, do I have a project or a progress keeper? I did not work on this at all. I was busy. I was busy sewing, really. So this is just it's a yoked top down tee, again the short sleeves. We've got lace up at the top, and this is what I have so far. Got the lace kind of coming together. Looks really good, and I love this color so much. I have never knit with Malabrigo Sussurro before. I wonder if I'm gonna lose power. We'll continue on recording because you're not connected to power. It doesn't really count, or it doesn't matter. Malabrigo Sussurro. It is wonderful, I should say that. It is silk, merino, and linen. It is labeled technically as a DK sport weight, but I don't really think it's a DK weight. I think it's like a heavy sport, light fingering weight. Or no, light heavy sport. It's a light sport, heavy fingering weight, I should say. So that's why this works, because this is written for fingering weight, but I did get gauge, so that's all that really matters. I did check. So no worries there. No need to worry. I am just really so excited with how this is knitting up. If you haven't seen the past couple of episodes, I am making it a priority to knit summery tees and tops and stuff, and also cardigans. This is the year of the summery tee and the year of the cardigan, and I feel like I've accomplished that already. This will be my third summery tee in the past couple months. Because Twice the Stripes tee, which I test knit earlier this year for Nicole of Thorson Knits, is coming out on the 29th, I think. So that's very exciting, but that was my first summery tee of the year. Then I have the ruffle raglan, and then I have this one, so it'll be 3. And cardigan wise, I've knit 1 cardigan, and I'm working on a vest right now, which I don't know if that counts as a cardigan, but you wear it like a cardigan, it just doesn't have sleeves, so I feel like that should count. So this is living in my happy bag. Again, this is a Salty Air tee. This, I believe, is coming out in June sometime. So not soon, but June will be here before we know it, which is just crazy to me. It means the year is almost halfway over. What? I like saying that Thanksgiving and Christmas will be here before we know it, but that just like sounds so overwhelming. But it also just sounds funny to me, so, because I mean, we'll blink and it'll be here. Anyway, we won't think about that right now. So those are my 2 test knits that I've been working on. And just making good progress. So let's move right along. What else have I been working on? I got a lot of progress on my vest, which is the Layla vest by Elizabeth Smith. I'm using Noro and Barocco Ultra Wool. The Barocco Ultra Wool I got from Pearly Girls, and the Noro I got from my Noro stash. I got so much done. I forgot how much I got done. I'm actually working on the neckband right now. So I got the fronts and the back done. I powered through. I will say, so I'm not really following this pattern to a T. There's quite a lot that I'm actually leaving out because if I followed it, it would be too big, and that has to do with my gauge, and that's totally okay. I knew that this would happen, so I'm making adjustments as I'm going, and it's gonna be fine. But so I'm not knitting it exactly to the pattern. If I had the right gauge and all that kind of stuff, and I was doing the striping correctly, like, I know it would be fine and it would just turn out perfectly, but I'm not, so we're just kind of using it as a general template. I'm not making drastic changes by any means. Like, it's still definitely the Layla vest, but I'm not doing, like, I didn't do all the short rows and I didn't do all the shaping, and I changed up where I did certain things and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm so excited. So I have to do the neckband, which is just a bunch of garter, and then I will do the armhole things, which is just like a couple rows of garter stitching around, and then I'll be done. What? I think this counts as a cardigan, even though it doesn't have sleeves. I still wear it like a cardigan. I love it. This makes me so happy. So I'm very excited to be able to wear this, even though as we go into the gradually hotter and hotter parts of the year. So this is my second ball of Ultra Wool. I'm doing pretty great on, I'll probably eat up the rest of this for the neckband, and then I can go into my third and final one for the armholes, and then use the rest for, like, I don't even know, but that's why we stash bust. It's all good. So I'm loving this. I also just really like her patterns. I like the vibe of them. I think they're super cute. So this will definitely not be my last Elizabeth Smith. I have many of hers saved in my queue. I've had them saved in my queue for a very long time. And yeah, they just look like good snuggly sweaters. And I think she has accessories as well, but I think I have mostly her sweaters saved in my queue. So that's that. And next up, I've got 2 more projects left. I feel like I'm going through this very quickly, but that's okay. You know what it is, but I did work on 5 projects and I did get a lot of progress done. So I also worked on Beautiful Thunder, My Weekender Light by Andrea Mowry, and I got quite a bit done. This little guy is where I showed it to you last. This little progress keeper came with as a set with my bag. My bag is from Farmhouse Sewing Cafe, and I love this bag so much. It's got snaps and they are awesome. And then it came with this cute little progress keeper, which is made by, she had a name change recently. I will look it up. I don't remember. Uh-oh. Ooh. We'll look up Elena, and I know that I shared her stuff. Ooh. Oh no. Oh, I know another way I can find it. I think Charmedology. That is her new business name. Her name is Sarah. And she makes the cutest things. Like, I just want all of her stitch markers, or progress keepers, excuse me. They're They're so cute, and they all have like the little eyes and the smile, and they're just so adorable. Anyway, Charmdology. I'll make sure that's linked in the show notes and all that jazz. I'm knitting this out of Heathered Handmaids, her sock in the Be Teal My Heart colorway, which you can buy yarn from Heather herself, but you can now buy Heathered Handmaids from Pearly Girls as well. So if you're interested in trying out her stuff, and it's like in between updates or something like that, you can in fact get it from us, which is very exciting. So you should check out our website and follow her on social media, and follow us on social media, and follow me on social media. But I'm loving how this is turning out. This is another mindless knit. It's just so great. It's got this really nice split hem, which is kind of a pain. I don't like knitting split hems, but it is so worth it. Like, there's part of me that's like, I don't want to knit this like little bit of ribbing and then have to do another bit of ribbing and then attach them. I just want to get straight into the sweater. But if you take time and if you slow down and then you do the ribbing, then it'll all be worth it. It's just a pain. This will be what is on the outside. So the purl side is the right side. But the way that you knit it, you're knitting everything and just purling the one stitch, because who wants to purl the entire sweater? Not I. Hey little chicken, what you doing? He's being very exploratory. You can't go into the laundry room, the door is closed. Hi. You want to come say hello? Don't know what he's doing. Anyway, so this is The Weekender Light by Andrea Mowry. Just plugging along. I am almost done with my first skein, and this is what I have of it left. Hey, you want to come say hello? Little chickie? And then I have my second one all wound up and ready to go in this bag. So that's very exciting. And no, I'm not alternating skeins. It will be fine. I always say that, and then somehow it's not, but I know that it'll be fine. It'll be okay. And if it's not okay, that's fine. I'll make it work. I'll fix it. It's okay. So yeah, I'm just really loving working on that mindless project. This bag is very fitting for today. She's got, Elena has some springy bags in her shop right now, so if you were interested in supporting a bag maker, I love her bags. The one she very kindly gifted me was this really big one that has my advent calendar from 2021 in, that I will continue to keep it all in here because it makes me feel very festive. I like that. It'll probably be my advent calendar bag for this coming year as well, which is very exciting. But anyway, I love her bags. It's very springy, very spring showers, which is what we're having right now. So, how very fitting. I'm in the middle of a row. Shall I finish this row? Let's finish this row really quickly. Getting there. This is my Birch Creek bandana by Rachel of September Knits, and it's not a mindless knit because it's like I have a pattern I need to follow and there's brioche involved, so I do have to kind of pay attention, but it's like I'm not passively knitting, I'm actively knitting. I'm aware of what I'm doing, but I can also multitask, and so I can focus on things, but I just have to like a little bit focus on this to get it done, if that makes sense. So it doesn't take a lot of brain power. It does take some. It takes more than just knitting around and around and around, but enough, or not enough to be like, I cannot do other things or listen to other things or talk to people while I'm working on this, which is nice. I'm one of those people though that like gets very irritated when my yarns get tangled, and because there's two and one of them is like it's a Surrey, like it's the Odang from Farmer's Daughter's Fibers, so there's like Surrey and silk in there. It's like similar to knitting with a single strand of mohair. It's a little bit more fuzzy. It's not as lightweight, but it's still very much like I gotta pay attention to this. So in that regard, I do have to be like, this is a little bit slow. I have to go slowly with this. I cannot go fast. I think that's really what it is. I can't go very fast when I work on this project, and that's okay. You know what? I mean, oh, my point was, I don't like when things get tangled. So it's kind of hard for me to carry the yarn around without things getting tangled, which is fine, but I just have to be aware that I need to be in a place where I can untangle things easily. But yeah, I think it's just, it's taking me a while because I just go slow on this because I am wanting to do this nicely. I do have my mermaid slice of cake from Little Bitty Delights that I do love. Boop. And that's my progress that I've had. So I will move this now so we can mark more progress. So that is all that I actually have for you guys this week in regards to knitting and sewing. We just ripped right through it, apparently. We're just really excited. And we talked quickly. And by we, I mean me. So I hope you had a wonderful weekend and you continue to have a wonderful week. If you have crafty plans, I hope that they are so successful. What are my crafty plans? I'd like to finish the body of my ruffle raglan. And theoretically I could finish it. Potentially. Like, that would be amazing. That would be the ultimate goal. And then make decent progress on the salty air tea on that yoke. I don't think I'll be able to get to the sleeve divide this week, but you never know. I'd like to finish my Layla vest. That'll be nice. And then either pull out another languishing whip to work on, or maybe cast something new on because is always a good reason, you know, when it comes to casting things on. If it would bring me joy, then I may do it. So, you never know. We will see, we will see. I'd like to finish the vest first. I think if I finish that, then I'll be able to, I'll make the decision of if I pull something else out or if I cast something new on. I don't know. We will have to wait and see. There are 2 other summery teas that I have yarn for that I would really like to make, so I may do that. That would also be very nice. So, I'll have to think about that. I have all the social medias. I have all the yarn store information. I have show notes if I leave anything out, or if you have any questions, or if you just want to say hello. I would love to chat. You can send me a message on Instagram. All that wonderful information. Thank you for hanging out with me. I apologize if this is a little bit shorter, but you know, you do what you gotta do. And I'm gonna go enjoy this cozy day by finishing up the laundry. Because it has to be done. So, with that, I feel like this is a very lackluster episode, but oh well. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some good crafting or relaxation or laundry folding or whatever you were doing. You are wonderful. You are enough. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening and hanging out with me. And I will see you all next week.